Folks, today we're going to be talking about the order of operations. The order of operations tells you the right way to solve a math problem. For example, let's say you have, now you can do this either one of two ways. You can do 5 times 3, that's 15, and then add the 4, that's going to give you 15 plus 4, that's 19. Or you could do 3 plus 4 first, that gives you 7, and then you could multiply the 5, that gives you a 35. But which one is the right answer? That's what order of operations is going to teach you. Let's go ahead and check it out and see which one of these two is the right answer. Let's go. Alright folks, so which one of these two answers is the right one? Well, to answer that question, we need the order of operations. The order of operations tells you which way you should do a math problem. Now, the order of operations tells us to do steps in this order: P, E, M, D, A, S. P for parentheses, E for exponents, M for multiplication, D for division, A for addition, S for subtraction. So let's do that. First up, we got, let's see, do we have parentheses here? No. So that's out of the ball game. Actually, let me go ahead and check that so you don't get confused. So do we have parentheses anywhere here? Do we have like parentheses anywhere here? No. So we can go ahead and check parentheses off of our to-do list. Next one up, exponents. Do we have any exponents here? Well, if you had something like this, 4 squared, then you would have exponents, but we don't have that. We don't have exponents. So that's out of the way. How about multiplication? Do we have any multiplication here? Well, yes, we do. We have multiplication right here. So we're going to deal with that multiplication right now. 5 times 3 is 15, and this becomes 15 plus 4. Okay, great. Multiplication done. Do we have division? No division. I don't see any division sign, so we're done with that. How about addition? Do we have any addition? Well, yes, we do. We have this addition sign. So 15 plus 4, that's 19. We're done with addition, and we don't have any subtraction. Okay, so that's Pemdas. That's the order of operations. Is it as simple as it sounds? Yep, you bet it is. Okay, so let's write our checklist. Okay, we're going to have P for parentheses. Okay, we're going to have E for exponents, right? Remember, this is how exponents look like. We're going to have M for multiplication. We're going to have D for division. We're going to have A for addition. And finally, our last one is S for subtraction. Now, let's go step by step. First of all, do we have any parentheses? Let's go ahead and check. I'm going to give you a few seconds. I encourage you to pause the video. Do we have any parentheses? Any parentheses? Yes, we do. Look, here's parentheses. So we're going to focus on doing what's inside of the parentheses. So look inside this parentheses, right? You have 3 plus 2 squared. Remember, you do exponents before you add. So let's do the exponent first. 2 squared, that's going to be 4. And 3 is going to be added to 4. Well, 3 plus 4, well, that's just 7. And now we're done with our parentheses. So don't forget, you have a 5 outside the parentheses times 5, and you have a plus 4 here. Now, which one should you do first? Should you do 7 times 5, or should you do 5 plus 4? Well, let's follow our Pemdas. We're done with parentheses. We finished our exponents. Do we have multiplication? You bet. 7 times 5, that's going to be 35. And don't forget to add the 4. So we're done with multiplication. I don't see any division signs. Do we have addition? You bet. 35 plus 4, that's going to be 39. And we're done with addition and no subtraction. So our answer is 39. All right, let's do one last example, and then I think you should be set to go. You can solve the problem. Okay, folks, let's try one last example. Let's say I have 5 squared times 2 plus 5 minus 6 and plus 2. Look at this. 5 squared times 2 plus 5 minus 6. What should I do? Should I do the 5 squared first? Should I do the 2 plus 5? Should I do the 5 minus 6? Should I do the 5 squared times 2? What should I do? Well, look at your recipe. What is your recipe? Remember, the recipe of the day is Pemdas. So let's write it down. We're going to have our first step, which is P for parentheses. Our next step is E for exponents. Our next step is M for multiplication. Our next step is D for division. Our next step is A for addition. And finally, our last step is gonna be S for subtraction. Okay, here's the subtraction symbol. So let's go, let's do this step by step. First, do we have any parentheses? No, we don't. We don't have any parentheses, so you don't have to worry about this. Do we have any exponents? Yes, we do. 5 squared. What's 5 squared? That's 25. Okay, and let's put the rest of this down. Times 2 plus 5 minus 6. Okay, do we have any exponents? Well, we just did our exponents, right? We did 5 squared. Okay, do we have any multiplication? Scanning, 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 scanning. Yes, we do. 25 times 2, that's multiplication. 25 times 2, what is that? Well, it's 50. Okay, now put down the rest of it. Plus 5 minus 6. And we're done with multiplication. Do we have any division? Thank God, no. Do we have any addition? Well, yes, we do. 50 plus 5, well, that's just 55. Drop this minus 6, and let's see what our next step is. Do we have, oh, we just finished addition. And finally, do we have subtraction? Well, you bet. 55 minus 6, what is that? Now, that's going to be 49. Okay, folks, so that's how you do order of operations. And because I like this so much, let's do one more example. Okay, all right, folks, let's do one last example. Let's say I have 4 squared times 4 plus 4 divided by 4 minus 4. So now it looks like I'm just trying to torture you, which I guess I am, but let's go ahead and try to solve this. What are our recipe? What is our recipe? Our first step is P for parentheses, then we have E for exponents, then we have M for multiplication, right? Then we have D for division, then we have A for addition, and finally we have S for subtraction. Okay, so we have our 6-step recipe, and we're gonna follow it right down to every single step. Okay, so let's try our first step here. Let me go ahead and box that down. So our first step here is parentheses. Do you see any parentheses here? Any parentheses? Do you see anything that looks like this? Well, we don't see anything that looks like that. I just put that in just to show you what it might look like. But we don't have it. We don't have it in this problem. So you can consider that done. Next one up, exponents. Do we have any exponents? Anything that looks like a to the b? Anything that looks like that? Yes, we do. 4 squared. What's 4 squared? That's 16. Drop everything else down. Drop everything else down. Times 4 plus 4 divided by 4 minus 4. And we're done with exponents. Next one up, multiplication. Any multiplication here. Any multiplication. Look, scanning, 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 scanning. Boom. Multiplication right there. 16 times 4. Well, that's going to be an easy 64. And then add 4. Drop everything down. Divided by 4 minus 4. Okay, so we're done with multiplication. Next one up is division. Do we have any division? Any division at all? Well, look, scanning, 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 scanning. Boom, we have division. 4 divided by 4, that's gonna be 1. And drop everything else down. 64 plus 1 minus 4. We're done with division. Next one up, we have addition, right? Addition. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna do, well, here's the thing. Even if we didn't have addition, you'd be doing it left to right. I'll show you what that means later. So addition, 64 plus 1, what is that? That's gonna be 65. And then drop the minus 4. We're done with addition. Next one up, subtraction. 65 minus 4, that's 61. And you're done with the order of operations. Okay, one more. Okay, so what do we do in this case? Well, remember, we're just going to follow the 5 steps or the 6 steps that come with Pemdas. First, P for parentheses, then E for exponents, then M for multiplication, then D for division, then A for addition, right? And finally, S for subtraction. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Doesn't have to be Sally, it could be Sally Mander. Okay, so first one up, P. Do we have any parentheses? No parentheses, we're done with that. Any exponents, anything like a to the b, anything. Nope, we're done with that. Any multiplication? Well, checking. Yes, we do. 3 times 2, that's going to be 6. And drop everything else down. 6 minus 1 plus 3 minus 4 plus 6. Okay. We're done with multiplication. Next one up is division. Any division here? Scanning, 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 scanning. No division. Next one up, addition. So here's the thing. Whenever you have addition or subtraction and multiplication and division, you do it from left to right. From left to right. So almost like you read English, right? Do it left to right. So 6 minus 1, that comes first. That's going to become 5. Okay, so this thing, okay, this becomes 5, and we're going to write everything else down. Now let's read it left to right. 5 plus 3, well, that becomes 8, right? This shebang becomes 8, and then copy everything down. Do left to right one more time. 8 minus 4, well, that becomes 4, and then 4 plus 6, that's just 10. Did I leave you confused? Well, hopefully not, because all I did is do addition and subtraction from left to right. So what popped up first? Subtraction. I did it first. Then came addition. I did that. Then came subtraction again. I did that. Then came addition one last time. So I did that. Whenever you have that kind of addition and subtraction or multiplication and division, you can do those left to right. Let me show you one last example to show you what I mean. So how are we going to do this? Well, again, follow the steps of Pemdas. P for parentheses, E for exponents, M for multiplication, D for division, A for addition, and finally S for subtraction. So let's do it step by step. Any parentheses here? Any parentheses at all? Nope. So we're huzzah, done with that. Any exponents? Any exponents here at all? Anything like a to the b? Nope, we're done with that. Any multiplication? Well, here's the thing. You might think, hey, let me do 6 times 2 first. But wait. Multiplication, division are gonna be done left to right. So you have to do multiplication and division from left to right. So which one do you see first? Well, go left to right. You see division first. So do this first. 18 divided by 6, well, that's 3. And then drop everything else down. Everything else, copy it down. So times 2 divided by 3 times 6 divided by 3. Now, let's see what comes next. We have, let's see. Okay, so what sign comes next? Left to right, multiplication comes next. So we're going to do that. So 3 times 2, that's going to give us 6. Copy everything else down. Everything else, copy it down. Divided by 3 times 6 divided by 3. Now go left to right. What sign comes next? Boom, it's division. So we're going to do that one next. 6 divided by 3, that's 2. And then copy all of this down. Times 6 divided by 3. Now, what comes next? Boom, multiplication. So do that. 2 times 6 is 12. And copy everything else down. So divided by 3. And finally, what's 12 divided by 3? Well, that's just 4. So when it comes to multiplication and division and addition and subtraction, you have to do those two left to right. All right, so let's look at one last final example of all right, so what am I going to do here? Well, just follow your recipe. You have P for parentheses, you have E for exponents, you have M for multiplication, you have D for division, you have A for addition, finally you have S for subtraction. So how are we gonna get this job done? How are we gonna do this? Well, first let's look to see if there's any parentheses. Parentheses, any parentheses? Scanning, nope, no parentheses, we're done. Any exponents? Nope, we're done. Any multiplication? Let's see. Remember, multiplication and division, you have to do left to right. So let's see, what do you see first? What sign do you see? As I come this way, oh, there's a sign. What sign is it? It's division. So let's do that. 9 divided by 3, that's 3. And then copy all of this down. So copy down the times 6 minus 4 plus 6 plus 17. We copied everything down. Now, let's see what sign comes next. Because remember, multiplication and division, you have to do it left to right. So let's see what sign comes next, left to right. Oh, it's multiplication, right? I see this sign. Multiplication comes next. So 3 times 6, that's going to be 18. Now copy down the other signs. Minus 4 plus 6 plus 17. So I finished all the multiplication and divisions I have to do. Now let's see what's next. Addition and subtraction. Also, you have to do them left to right. So let's see. Left to right, left to right. Oh, there's a sign. There's a sign. 18 minus 4, that's just 14. Copy everything else down. So we're going to have what? Plus 6 plus 17. And now we have only addition to do. So 14 plus 6 is 20, plus 17 is 37. And that, folks, hopefully is a great introduction to order of operations for you. If you need any more help, go ahead, leave it in the comment section below, and we'll check you out next time.